Season 10 might be Diablo 4's best season yet. I want everything introduced this season to stay permanently in the game because it makes it so much better. We're talking about chaotic armor and also the chaotic perks. Why is chaotic armor so good and what makes it so interesting? First, the biggest part, it's account bound. You can't trade it, you actually have to earn it. And that's vastly different to all the seasons before. Since prior season had people just buy duped Belial mats, farm uniques like crazy, and have the market flooded with greater affix max aspected out uniques, just buy them done, no grind needed, instant power, maximum pit tiers available, just vote with your wallet pretty much. In order to get these chaotic uniques, you do actually have to play the game. You have to farm, you have to go into the Hell Tides, you have to do the Infernal Hordes. You have to be good at the game to actually get to bar to grind. You have to have a decent build. And that's nice. It's forcing you to interact with the game and not with third-party trading windows in the internet. The second interesting part is the position of those chaotic uniques. A Banished Lord's Talisman being a glove instead of an amulet, allowing me to play a different unique amulet, like the Dolmen Stone, for example, together with the Banished Lord's Talisman. Or simply moving off your Kilt of the Blackwing from your pants and then playing a Fist of Fate, and at the same time having maxed out aspects, which can be an extreme pain to get as you grind bosses over and over and over again and really don't get what you're looking for. The different position of uniques simply allows builds that weren't viable before to finally exist, and that's absolutely cool. More build variety is always great. And it's kind of a build variety that opens up as you go further into the game. You still play your standard builds, your level builds, your get to Torment 4 builds, but then as you're actually in Torment 4, you can finally do something different, or even in Torment 2 or 3, if you pick up a lucky piece, everything changes and a build opens up that has never been there before. And the actual maxed out aspects give you unprecedented power. And it's kind of cool to finally be able to max out a unique item. You might have a Rotten Lightbringer with 600% bonus as your two-handed weapon. And it already makes you very strong, but you also have reached the end, right? You can 12 times masterwork it and then it's over. But now with the chaotic uniques, you can take it another step. There's a grind for grinders, there's a chase for chasers. Something they can achieve with the power of their gameplay, not with the power of their wallet. And that actually matters, that gives you a good feeling. Because if I find the perfect Rotten Lightbringer chaotic armor, I know I might be one of the very few ones that has it. I know there's not 10 others being spread by Chinese dupers. If you've ever been on the trading websites, right? Last season, you got 10 Rotten Lightbringers with 4 greater affixes for 99 billion gold. And obviously everyone has 99 billion gold. No, you got a unique actual item that not many have. And it feels good. And since those chaotic uniques are kind of like a late game thing, they're not early in the game, right? You get them from Torment on. And mostly Torment 3, 4 when Bartok kind of drops them every single time. I feel like it wouldn't hurt if they stayed in the game. And the same goes for the chaotic perks. Sure, we won't keep the chaotic perks as a system, but let's look at this one, the one for the Druid. Your companion skills are altered to be core skills and your companions grow in size. I can finally do a real companion build. I can finally spam the Ravens. If I was playing Kilt of the Blackwing normal, I could reduce the Raven cooldown, yes. And that would bring me down to 9.23 seconds. Even if I remove this further, even if I get maximum lucky hit chance with Pack Leader, which says critical strikes have up to a 30% chance to reset the cooldown of your companion skills, I would still be down to random luck to hopefully have my Cataclysm and the Raven themselves actually reset it to make it happen, right? I mean, my Ravens are at 75% lucky hit chance. I can probably bring it up to 130, 140% lucky hit chance to make it guaranteed, but not really guaranteed. If I then get a greater affixed Fist of Fate on lucky hit chance and masterwork it upwards, so a very late game build. And then I could finally play my Ravens. So what I would prefer is, kick out a ring, kick out an amulet, kick out a totem, whatever. But give me this power, give me the actual Druid power as a new unique that opens up a build, instead of trying to make any other new weird uniques that no one wants to see. These chaotic perks, or make them gems or something, right? Especially since gems are just absolute cookie cutter boring. I mean, the Horadric Jewels last season at least had some fun. We're back to complete cookie cutter gems. Give me at least some endgame super unique skill gems that I could maybe use to make something work. Or, end of the day, an actual unique item I can chase. Another example would be the Necromancer. It has the Alter the Balance, where you can now turn your ultimate skills into core skills and your core skills into ultimate skills. That's an amazing fantasy. That's great. I mean, have you ever thought about spamming your actual ultimate like it's a core skill? And then your core skills are stronger and they work like, oh, this is cool. This is absolutely new, amazing playstyle. And it's going to be gone after this season, completely done and dusted. And the only thing we got for this season was a Gospel of the Devotee focus that boosts my basic skills, and that's virtually useless. I'd rather have this power be something permanent in the game than anything else. The problem is obviously being fair for every single class, because Sork does have Mana Shield, which basically makes them unkillable, and creates quite some imbalance in the survival department. I mean, just get Mana Shield, you're done, right? No more max life items, just go for it. On the other hand, if Mana Shield was a way to play, that would be intriguing. Then again, if Mana Shield was an item, then everyone would just play it, right? There would not be a single build that would not play Mana Shield. So there is a tight line to walk here to get some of the more interesting powers to stay, and maybe give Sork something else like the core skill super damage scaling, right? That was actually really amazing, but that also only works because you have so much mana. How are we going to do that now, right? What are we going to keep? What are we going to remove? No matter though what stays or if something stays, it should, right? The chaotic armors are amazing. They're the first real chase in Diablo 4. Otherwise, you played the season, you got Torment 4, you kind of got strong, you pushed into the pit, and at some point you were done because you got your glyphs leveled up and you felt good. But leveling up your glyphs and masterworking your gear, those were levels of power you could reach, and there were no bonus levels of power. And sure, we're still missing the endgame, so there is nothing we're gaining power for, so yes, the missing endgame is a thing. However, getting those chaotic uniques engages you more in the actual good gameplay loop. The Infernal Hordes are good, apart from Soulspire still being, even after the buff, weird. But we get the Helltides, the Nightmare Dungeons, the Nightmare Dungeon Escalation, we get the Horadric Vaults in there, the Chaos Rifts actually being fun and quite adding some nice bonus loot, and the chase for chaotic uniques to it, plus then handing in the scrolls to get more sparks, to get more mythic items. Boss materials not being duped is fantastic as well, because people have to actually play the game instead of buy the game. I like it. I catch myself playing more Diablo than I ever anticipated this season. I was expecting it to be 1 week, 10 days. And we're in the 3rd week and I keep playing and making new characters and wanting to try out new builds because of the powers. Hell, I get a Ball of Lightning Sword that's super strong. But you know what? I only built this because I knew it was strong. What I actually want to do is I want to take the core skill ranks with the permanent overpower on the Banished Talisman that should be my gloves right now but is on my Druid. And then I want to use the advanced techniques plus the power siphon to actually take the Meteor and try to make the Meteor be permanently overpowered. Because the Meteor also gets all the core skill ranked. If I could have the Meteor have a cost of 275, 300 mana, then every Meteor strike would be overpowered. And there's a lucky head chance for more Meteors to fall. And Meteors. That's what I want to do. Stupid effing things that are available now because of the powers, because of the chaotic armor. The only big concern we would have with chaotic armor is, what about sets in the future, if there's ever sets coming? And how would they interact with future powers and perks? Because if we're keeping chaotic armor, which is an alteration to existing gearing standards, it kind of falls away as a new seasonal mechanic anymore, right? We can't get a different chaotic armor, like a hellish armor or whatsoever. You know Blizzard likes to reuse things. However, I don't care. I want the chaotic armor to stay, and I want it to intermesh then with future perks and everything to come. Hell, we hired the power ceiling anyways. We're billions and trillions of damage. At this point, you can't lower it, Blizzard. I'm sorry, you've tried to lower it, right? You've tried to get us down to the millions. The stat squish with Season 6 was supposed to make us do less damage, and yet you keep introducing crazy powers and items that give us even more damage. My Druid is sitting at easy billions without perfect masterwork, and I could take it even further. And then there's trillions of damage with the rogue and their orphan maker weirdness, reload mechanics, and other shenanigans. That's fine. If a super endgame character that's maxed out does trillions of damage, that's fine. Because you worked on it. You worked on those numbers. You put in the effort. You're supposed to have that damage. I mean, why am I else putting in those efforts? So having then the chaotic armors that boost you further, and getting more powers in the future, may it be as it is. I mean, we're beyond that point. You would have to do another stat squish, like you did with last season. You would have to lower the baseline of stats again, and then for another whole year try to adjust to it. At this point, we know you failed, Blizzard. I'm sorry, you're not ever going to adjust to this. So just lean into it. We're not Path of Exile. We're not Diablo 2. We're not Diablo 1. We're Diablo 4. And if that is what the reality is, then accept it, deal with it, and balance around it. Instead of trying to artificially lower things, because that's what they have been trying to do. They've been trying to cock builds, nerf things, and try to lower stuff to fit like their wish to bring the damage ceiling down. But it's not working. People are finding ways to break the game over and over again. Overpower is still being crazy calculated. The Quox rune is still giving you 100% bonus damage. Lean into it. Work with it. Thank you very much. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Should chaotic armor stay? Should there maybe be a rotation? Because right now only 13 out of all the uniques that a class has are chaotic armors. So we could maybe rotate some around to create a bit of a variety. That others become chaotic armor that have not been chaotic armor before. Not entirely sure how that will work out, but I'd like to see it. And what about the perks staying and maybe being turned into gems? I think this is a complete untouched territory for them. We keep getting special gems, but they never stick, they never stay. I wish we would have something different than just more resistance, more shadow resistance, more armor. Tell me in the comments below. I'd like to know. And how are you feeling about Season 10? How much are you liking it? And if you're looking for amazing builds, those two get you covered. Enjoy and take care.